Good day, learners. Today we are going to study another topic on school organization and management. Unit 2, School Finance, Sources of Income and Items of Expenditure and the School Budget. The points to be covered in this topic are sources of income in a school, school expenditure, items of expenditure, what is budgeting, types of budget, capital budget and operating budget, school budgeting, objectives of financial management or budgeting, planning the budget, the basic strategies and assumptions, areas of school budget, and advantages of a school budget. Money is required for constructing school buildings, for purchasing and developing infrastructure, for paying the salaries to the teachers and the non-teaching staff. This includes the procurement and utilization of funds. When the money is procured and utilized for school purposes, this is known as school finance. A school can procure funds through grants from the government, contributions by governing bodies, through donations, funding by the community, school fees, etc. These accumulated funds are used for the construction and maintenance of the school buildings, teachers and others' personal salaries, and for maintaining the infrastructural facilities and so on. For any school to operate, it must have sufficient funds. Government schools are generally funded by the government. Government-aided schools are partly funded by the government and the management. Private and public schools obtain their funds from other sources like tuition fees and donations. The various sources of income in a school are the government, the contribution from the parents, and the community group. The government funds the school by paying the teachers' salary, paying grants to school, assisting the school to establish money-generating projects by providing technical assistance, including materials and equipment, and financing the construction and rehabilitation of the school plant. Now let's see how the parents, they contribute to the school. The parents contribute by paying the tuition fees, by the PTA contribution, PTA, that is the parent teachers contribution. Thirdly, specific fees for building projects, paying teachers for additional lessons and coaching, special duties and general welfare, paying for resources, that is the textbooks, school uniforms, stationery, and the sport contributions, and paying for the children's welfare, such as transport money, school meals, caution money, etc. The community group also funds the school. The various ways the community group funds the school are, the community groups are the key sources of the school funds. Within the community, there are people who decide to help the school on a significant scale. Sometimes the businessmen also contribute. Through proper management, if government rules allow, the school plant also can generate sufficient fund by hiring the school facilities to the community. For example, they can hire their auditoriums, the halls, the vehicles, and playgrounds. Then, engaging in money-generating projects such as running school canteen and organizing workshops. And lastly, fundraising by students through various activities like music, dance, drama, exhibitions, charity, etc. Now, let us come to the school expenditure. In order to run the school smoothly, a lot of money is required by the school authorities. Besides huge capital expenditure, a huge amount of recurring expenses are incurred for running a school. Capital expenditures are required for buying land, constructing school building on it, and spending money on creating infrastructure for the school. The various recurring expenses take the shape of school personnel salaries and various other operational and maintenance expenses. The various items of school expenditure can be classified under two following heads. One is the fixed cost or the non-recurring expenditure, and secondly, the current expenses or the recurring expenses. The fixed cost or the non-recurring expenditures, as the name suggests, are non-recurring expenses, are one-time expenses and do not recur again and again. The main items include under this category are the cost of the land, buildings, furniture and fixtures, equipments, and the library books. Under the current expenses or recurring expenses are ongoing expenses required for running the school. The main items of such expenses are salaries of the teaching and the non-teaching staff, scholarships and stipends, assistance given to the weaker sections, administrative and maintenance charges, library periodicals, laboratory consumable items, etc. The items of expenditure in a school are the school insurance, utility bills, that is the telephone, electricity, internet, water, etc. Thirdly, maintenance and repair of the school building. These are the recurring expenditures. Then accommodation needs, overcrowding. Fifth, waste charges. Sixth, for expenditure towards cleaners and caretakers, costs and wages. Expenditure towards security and vandalism, for example, the CCTV, burglar alarms, repairs, etc. Eighth, travel and bus hire. 9, part-time and ad hoc teacher wages. 10th, photocopying materials and postage. 12th, classroom equipments and supplies as needed. 13th, library and library books as upgraded from time to time. And 14th, secretarial administrative cost. These are the recurring expenditure of the school. Now let us come to budgeting. What is budgeting? Budgeting is an estimation of planned events expressed in quantitative terms. It is a future plan expressed in monetary terms. It is a financial plan of action against which financial transactions are benchmarked. It is a plan for the upcoming year relating to the anticipating revenues and expenditure. Musashi defines budget as a financial plan through which educational objectives are implemented and transacted into reality. A budget is a financial blueprint for the operation of the school for the fiscal year. Now, what is a school budget? Budget can be defined, can be created. Two types of budgets can be created. One is the capital budget and the other is the operating budget. The school budget is usually managed by the managing committee who is adept at financial matters. Budgeting is done in a realistic manner. Now let us understand what do we mean by a capital budget and an operating budget. A capital budget is facilities such as the art rooms or swimming pools will be regarded as the capital expenditure, while the social security should be classed as an operational expense or operating budget. School budgeting. The There are objectives of financial management and or budgeting. The objectives are to help the school to achieve its educational and administrative objectives, to meet the statutory requirements, to control the school's financial resources, to maximize the use of available resources, to assist in effective decision making, and to develop systems for the efficient running of the school. So, school budgeting is very important. Planning the budget, basic strategies and assumptions. Following are the basic strategies that needs to be followed. Number one, a formal approach is adopted. Second, the principal prepares the budget with the assistance of the Board of Management Finance Subcommittee. Third, encourage participation and involvement. For example, that is, they seek submissions from teachers, school departments, and other relevant parties. Fourth, ensure key information is available. That is, projected student enrollment, projected enrollment in specific courses such as transition year and leaving certificate applied. Third, all grant entitlements. Fourth, expected number of teachers, whether permanent, temporary, or part-time, paid by the school. Next, a school budget assists the principal to manage the school finances on a day-to-day basis. Schools may not budget for a deficit without trustee approval and must explain how the deficit is to be funded. The various areas of a school budget are electricity, expenditure towards the books and libraries, lab equipments, staff salary, conducting examinations, playground, swimming pool maintenance, sport and musical equipments, procurement and maintenance, food and lodging, water, building maintenance, participation fee at events, excursion, classroom equipment such as whiteboards, marker, computers, furniture, electrical equipment throughout the year as and when required. There are various advantages of a budget. The various advantages are it ensures that the day-to-day operations of the school budget are geared towards achieving its objectives. Secondly, it fixes the school management to define, plan, and eliminates ad hoc decision making. Third, it enables the trustees to fulfill their supervisory role in ensuring the financial well-being of the school. Fourth, it encourages communication on key issues between all the parties involved. And fifth, it enables the objectives of all parties in the school community to be aligned with the objectives of the school. Thank you.